Yes. So Marcy's going to say a few words as I'm handing the petitions to Lisa. Okay. And
did we all sign online or did we still sign?
Alright, we're going to get the pictures first, and then Marcy's going to hand us the 2,500 plus petitions.
Excuse me. This is one of the pictures from leaving that for UCI. That's from UCI.
There we are. The protest approved. Woo! The bus, yeah. Good bus driver. Yeah, you gotta make sure there's no traffic coming. These people don't care. They'll just hitch off and say they got 10 points. Look at that nut earlier today, huh? We're doing it with a GoPro. He's got a GoPro on his head. You don't know he videoed it?
Yeah, I just...
I saw him shoot him this morning before they told him. One time they played it, I saw it. Wow, I'm tell you, it blows the back. What we do here does this over there. We had a warlike attitude. Okay, we have the petition. Mark, you want to talk about something?
All right. I hold in my hand petitions from over 2,000 constituents in Congressman Ted Liu's district. We are here to deliver these petitions to his district director, Lisa Pinto. Thank you for greeting us, Lisa. And we urge Congressman Liu to vote for sanity, to vote for diplomacy, not for war. We know there is no other deal. There is no better deal. That is a myth, right?
That's right.
That is an excuse for a military strike. Right. We don't want another war. No.
No war.
5,000 soldiers in Iraq. Iraqis lost over 1 million. Iraqis, 5 million were exiled. $3 trillion spent on that war. 18 suicides a day from returning veterans. We say no to another war.
No war!
We know that this agreement, negotiated over almost 2 years, is an agreement that calls for the most rigorous inspection and verification protocol in the history of the United Nations inspectors. We could not get a better deal. As a result, we have gathered here today, joining with former Israeli military intelligence officers, joining with prisoners from Iran, one of whom is with us today, joining with the majority of Jews in this district.
Joining with Holocaust survivors.
Joining with Holocaust survivors.
They don't want it. They don't.
They saw it, didn't they?
Diplomacy over war. Diplomacy. Wars are racket. We know that. The only one who profits are the war profiteers.
Big money.
79 million people.
They're small potatoes.
60%. What is that? Do the math. Fast.
Clocky Boeing.
Over 45 million are under the age of 30. A whole new generation will come of age as we lift these crippling economic sanctions. And as they come of age, we extend a hand of friendship. We say the answer is not more war. The answer is global cooperation.
Amen.
Woo! Imagine that.
Yes, so thank you for coming today, Lisa.
The cooperation.
Receive these
What a
petitions on
concept.
behalf of Move On, Peace Action, and a host of other organizations sponsoring these events nationwide across the country today.
thank you, Lisa.
Yeah! No war!
Lisa, would you like to say something?
Peace sign. Everybody with the peace sign.
Lisa, would you like to say something?
Oh man, yeah, back to the 60s.
She's already.
Whole lot of 60s people here, I see.
Yes, you can.
As Marcy said, my name is Lisa Pinto. I am the district director to Congressman Ted Liu. As you know, you're standing outside of his office at this moment. It is my pleasure to have received these 2,500. You can't hear me? Do you want me to start again? outside of his office building at this moment, and Marcy Winograd has just handed me 2,500 petitions that I will be giving to Mr. Liu directly. I will send him your regards. I know that many of you have had an opportunity to speak to him during this August recess, and I appreciate your being here, and will deliver these as soon as I can. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just do the right thing for the people.
Every signature
We're going to have to book some more. I know you guys have loaded bodies into the oven for long periods of time. You ever read the book on Nipsey, who was Mengele's autopsy guy?
I didn't, no.
Oh my.
No, they're against it, the Holocaust survivors.
They should be.
They don't like it.
Get this Wait.
Yeah, the bread cost was
I'm there too. I just closed
Can you hear me? No. Ted Liu is the president of the Congressional Freshmen. 13 of them, there are 13 of them, 11 of them went to Israel. And they denied that they went there and that they knew they were being robbed. But they were being robbed, and they did know it. And while they were there, Netanyahu made that hideous speech, practically declaring war while they were there. So we feel that
Can you turn up a little bit?
That Ted Liu will use his influence with the freshmen, with the congressional freshmen, to get them to vote for this agreement. There is no upside in not voting for this agreement, except to the arms industry, AIPAC, and the hawks of Israel and the United States. There is no upside voting against this agreement.
Right.
You ever watch our T show? Watching the Hawks?
The upside is only in voting for it. We have to put pressure on Ted Liu. We find him a little coy at this point.
Yeah.
This is no time for coyness, and we have to be reassured that he did not go to Israel and allow himself to be lobbied by the right way.
Thank you. We twist their arms. We are also lucky enough to have Ed Asner here. For years, Ed has made sacrifices that most celebrities wouldn't think of. We're happy enough to have him here. Ed, give us some words of wisdom.
How ridiculous we should...
He's got it. That's right.
How ridiculous that we should take to the streets to convince a U.S. congressman not to oppose the president's accord with Iran.
You're here.
We are daily presented with the pros and cons of this agreement. We're quite happy with. The president cannot override Congress's vote against this deal. The rest of the Western world, plus Russia, will be doing great business with the Iranians, who, while we fret and boil about the perfidious Persians, the young people of Iran are trying to engage in dialogue and trade with the United States. They command a large majority. With our spies and our electronics, there is no way Iran will get away by its pursuit of atomic weaponry. The Iranians broke if the Iranians broke that trust that Reagan called for, trust and verify, if the Iranians broke that trust, the United States would make them subject to the almost unlimited bombardment and reduce that particular poor country to a sand pile empty of no one. And that just might launch World War III. May Congressman Liu come out cheering for this resolution.
Thank you so much. Joe would like to have some more, say some words as well. Joe, please come up here, please.
Get right on it, Joe.
First of all, thank you for all these peace activists who came out here today. Thank you, Marcy, for organizing this. Thank you. My name is Joe Cicero. I work with thousands of members both in Congressman Liu's district and thousands of peace action members nationwide. We are here today to deliver a message to Congressman Liu.
Louder, so he can hear it.
Put it on your list.
We were only weeks away from an historic vote that Nancy Pelosi called a diplomatic masterpiece, a vote on the Iran nuclear agreement that provides more security for America, more security for Israel, and more security for the world.
That's how I operate.
I know many of you have been pushing for this for a long time. This agreement
Big deal.
and the peace between the United States and Iran that represents has been years in the making. Many times, Congress has attempted to derail diplomacy, and it's come very close many times. It's only because of your actions, your calls to Congress, your emails, your meetings with members of Congress, along with rallies like this that stop diplomacy from being derailed once again, that brought us here today. The fight's not over, though. The decision facing Representative Liu is critical, not only because this deal is a sophisticated solution to the problem of Iran's nuclear program, but it's critical in that it's a test of whether we've learned the lessons of Iraq War, or not. We have the opportunity to use diplomacy instead of force to address a major conflict. Women and men from countries around the world, using their intelligence, their technical knowledge, their patience, their mental toughness, have come up with a diplomatic solution to solve a seemingly unsolvable problem. Representative Liu and his colleagues keep us on the diplomatic path. It can demonstrate the power of diplomacy and international cooperation, even with countries we don't get along with. To solve the difficult problems we see around the world today, almost done. Unfortunately, the same war hawks who took us into war with Iraq are back again. They're spending tens of millions of dollars on slick ads, phone banks, lobbyists to put pressure on members of Congress to once again choose the blunt instrument of war, military force, over thoughtful diplomatic solutions. Congressman Liu, we're here today. We're here today to deliver thousands of petitions, 2,500 from the families in your district. We're here to deliver a message to Congressman Liu and to all the undecided Democrats that this is one of the most important votes you'll ever cast as a member of Congress.
Right. Amen.
Republicans can't start their war without the help of a handful of Democratic members of Congress.
That's right.
Democrats who vote to help Republicans kill this deal and help start a war should expect to answer for that decision for the rest of their political career. We urge you, Congressman Liu, to vote like a statesman. We urge you to choose the path of creative diplomacy rather than destructive military action.
Amen.
We urge you to vote like lives depend on it. Because it does. Life depends on this vote. Thank you. Thank you. Now we're going to have Marcy Winograd.
I'm just going to introduce a very special guest. He is the billionaire for Endless War. He had the nerve to make an appearance. So we're going to listen to what he has to say, but feel free to boo at the appropriate time.
He has money for us. I want some.
Hi, I'm Felonious Axe. Maybe you know my brother Heinous. And I'm here from the Billionaires Event for Endless War to offer you an alternative view of this nuclear treaty with Iran that so many of you are supporting. Yes, it will prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapon for the next 15 years. And yes, by ending the boycott of Iran's economy, there's a very real possibility that increased trade with Iran by the family of nations will create inroads for democratization in that country. But no one is talking about the people who will be most hurt by this display of unfettered diplomacy. The weapons manufacturers, the arms merchants. I am here to speak for those of us who can't speak to you today, whose portfolios contain a lot of shares in companies that build instruments of war. You know how it's today? You know, if you had an ice cream store and it's summer, you make a lot of money. Well, we in the arms industry, we only make money if there's a war. Iran represents a great opportunity for us. One thing, Iran is a much more powerful country than Iraq was when we invaded it in 2003, after bombing them continuously into submission for the previous 10 years. Which means any war we're going to wage against Iran stands to become an even greater quagmire than what is currently transpiring right now in Iraq and Afghanistan. A longer war means more weapons needed and more of Americans' tax dollars funneled into our coffers for many years to come. Iran is a nation with a large population of young people who aren't that enthusiastic about the mullahs who run their country. If this nuclear treaty with Iran is allowed to go forward, there's a good chance that in the next 15 years, the government of Iran can start to change. They can become a democracy that won't want to go to war willy-nilly.
Oh, my stars.
But if we start dropping bunker-busting bombs on them, you'll see all Iranians unite against us. They'll fight more resolutely, which means our upcoming war with them will drag on indefinitely. Don't you see? Can't you see? I understand that you are all reluctant to send young American men and women to die in an endless conflict with an intractable foe. But realize they'll be sacrificing their young lives for the most important value we have in America. The idea that corporations should be able to profit from our military misadventures. They'll be dying for capitalism. What could be more honorable? And without that nuclear treaty, Iran will surely develop nuclear weapons in the next few years. Which means Americans are going to need to upgrade our own nuclear stockpile, which means more money for our industry. So please, I beg of you and I beg of you, Congressman Liu, don't ruin this great opportunity for those of us in the merchant of death community. If diplomacy is allowed to work, our government might want to try it somewhere else, and another war won't be allowed to happen. Please don't let diplomacy squelch our dream of another great, big, long-lasting war in the Middle East. Thank you very much for your time.
I would like to say a little something. This country has been at perpetual war for 91% of the time of its existence. The only time that it's not been at war was during the Great Depression. 5 years. All the other times, it's been war. And why war? Because war is business. It's big business. Business that's so big that it outweighs life. And it outweighs the life of children, women. These war hawks look at war the way a gambler looks at a casino. All they see is opportunity.
Big money, party time.
All they focus on are the pros. They never take time to think about the cons. Do we not learn anything from history? A lot of you are old enough to know about the Vietnam War. We saw what happened. We saw how long it dragged on. Would you like to be the person that speaks to that last mother whose son or daughter died over there because some war hawks wanted to squeeze every little dollar out of that war? And then we repeated it in Iraq and then Afghanistan. And we know that it was a mistake, but yet we did not learn from that history. And now we are here again. Listen to the same old stories that they told us before we went into Iraq. Listen to the same old lies. This is the same people trying to make the same game. I'll end with this. There's one thing that's very, very underestimated. Thank God for front to go back to. If you burn this treaty, you burn up the whole board. Our allies will abandon us and start to trade with Iran, and we will be isolated in the world community. Congressman Liu, please don't let that happen. Please be the statesman we need you to be. Thank you.
You guys should read this. LAPD with felonies, Mr. Asner, on me. They erased the audio of the Cinco de Mayo meeting, and they're running. They even tried to put me into the state mental hospital, and tried to pull my bail with a hack email. I got the fraud of all these physical charges. See what I got on police and school districts, telling you all these school districts sending no money? 14,000, 15,000, I got all the criminal charges. Do you remember King the Fourth and Third?
He was Anne-Marie Stoss's boyfriend at the very end before he died.
Yeah.
I'm Moira Lerner.
Yeah. Celeste King the Fourth is my best buddy, and I'm the last director of policy, and I'm white.
Okay, gotcha.
You dig what I mean? You did the work on AB 109, so read this.
Okay, I'll take
You're going to die, man.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
I'm the last speaker of the Federal Reserve Board.
Okay, I'll check it out.
See everything you're doing now?
I will check it out.
Hey, listen to me. I scared the fuck out of this.
Hey, thanks.
My pleasure what you do. We got to stick together.
It's going to damage and break the backbone of terrorism, and also it's going to bring tranquilization and democracy in Iran. No under circumstances in history you ever never remember any country under pressure of the outside, sanction of economy, military or anything, they came to democracy. They come to miserable life, and they galvanize around one charismatic leader and create more dictatorship and not democracy. In this moment, last month when I was in Afghanistan, I was researching Afghanistan situation after $2 trillion expenditure of money in this war. When I was going from my residence to airport in Kabul, the distance was 11 miles and it was no traffic. It took us 2 hours and 43 minutes to get there. Why? Because of checking and checking and checking and checking. There is no life. There is nothing is there. When you go there and see Afghanistan, I find out one thing. In Middle East, there is no choice thinking about democracy. There is no choice under this kind of pressure and not having the security. Anybody could talk about better life and prosperity. If you are thinking about the good relation between Iran and US, if you are thinking about tranquilization there, if you are thinking about the young people, like 80 million Iranians, about their future, if you are thinking about our interests, not being in trouble, if you are thinking about somebody help American solving the problem in Syria, if you are thinking about some Iranian to be part of the negotiation to solve the problem in Iraq, we need Iranians.
Yes!
And we have to always think about negotiation instead of thinking about attack.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for coming out. Please continue to call the Congressman's office. He told us a couple of weeks ago when he was meeting with our delegation that he was being flooded with calls from those who oppose the deal. We know AIPAC is spending upwards of $50 million.
Oh, yeah.
Sheldon Adelson funding much of this to send calls into the offices of our
Adelson's ready to put up $1 billion, so what?
So the power of the people must rise up. Tell your friends, everybody, let's call for peace. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you!
People power! People power! People power!
People power!
People power!
People power!
People power!
People power!
People power!
People power!
All right, let's try this one. Ain't no power like the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. Say what?
Hey!
Power of the people, and the power won't stop.
Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop.
Oh, yeah. Where's the cake? There you laughed. At least you laughed. Gotta laugh at all this dumb shit.
For those who want to get extra information about how to be involved with more activism, they can see me. They can sign up for Peace Action, and we'll be happy to keep you informed about this issue. I'll be right here.